Welcome to Last Call Lounge. I'm here with Meredith. Meredith, who are you?
Who am I? Jeez. Well, I'm a bartender and a bar manager here in Phoenixville. Not the original plan, but this is what I do now.
When you say original plan, what were you thinking of doing before?
Well, I had another untraditional job in mind. I went to school for film and graduated during the pandemic. Worked in restaurants the whole time and just ended up staying in restaurants.
Did you work in restaurants prior?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What got you into the restaurant industry to begin with?
Both of my parents actually met working in restaurants. It was just kind of the easy go-to job. I never babysat. I never worked in a grocery store or did retail or anything. It was just the immediate thing. I went right into serving. Didn't host, didn't bus, nothing.
Like, how old were you when you started?
18?
18?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, I was like, oh, maybe we have a similar upbringing into the restaurant industry, but no, my family owned, like my mom owned a restaurant and I was just always in there right after
From the
school,
get-go.
Saturday mornings, throughout the day. It was just crazy. Like, she didn't pay for babysitter. We were like, nope, you're at the restaurant. You can wash dishes. You can do something. And it just kind of brings that mindset of like, you see what goes on. And as you get older and you keep working for restaurants, you kind of like, I don't know if you do this, but I nitpick. Like, I'm like, yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that.
It's terrible, actually. I think it's ruined a lot of things for me.
Yeah. No, it's also like stressful because you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like the one time someone wanted me to serve way past you're allowed to serve, the owner of the restaurant, and I was like, you can do that. I'm not.
Oh yeah, the more I've learned, I try not to be that person, but at the same time, I don't like messing with that.
You gotta understand, like some things fall on you too. Like one place I worked at too, they were like, just keep serving, even though we were way past our time.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, me and the other bartender both looked at each other and nodded like, no, because at the end of the day, you'll get fined too.
Exactly.
The restaurant gets fined. Everything. Like it's a big thing, but you're gonna get a $10,000 fine. That I don't know if you know or not. I don't know if
I don't think other
like
people.
paying that.
Yeah,
you know?
no. And I don't think other people know that too.
Yeah, no. Other like
tell
patrons
people all the
it
time.
sucks when
Yeah.
you want to serve them. Like, dude, I want to give you a drink, but
Do you want to pay the fine for me?
dude,
No.
there's a lot of legalities and things that happen you don't want to get involved with.
Yeah. Especially in Pennsylvania, I think we have very, very strict liquor laws.
We have the strictest, but because of that, we also have a ton of distilleries, a ton of breweries, and a lot of it gets like, I don't know if you get this a lot too, where people say like, oh, is that from PA? I don't want that. And it's like, dude, it's actually good.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's a bad rap because they think it's not as good.
Yeah.
Or people are just so used to name brand everything. Like the majority of people
Exactly.
just ask for Tito's because that's all they know.
And if they knew what Tito's was really,
They probably
I
wouldn't
think
want
they
it.
would stop
Exactly.
drinking.
They would have a completely different opinion on what vodka they actually wanted to drink.
No, they were just what? They were the first ones to do the gluten-free advertising on the bottle,
Exactly.
but all spirits are gluten-free
Yes.
because it never makes it past. Gluten doesn't make it past the, what is it, when it's turned into vapor?
I'm honestly not sure.
I forgot what the process was, but it doesn't make it past the distillation. It stays behind. And so all liquor is gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Some people still like, just because like they're super sensitive, celiacs and all that, they'll like just avoid it. But
Which is kind of safe. But when patrons are arguing with you,
what are you going to do?
this is literally your job.
They're always right.
Always.
Now, I want to know around what age did you start bartending?
I want to say I was right at 21.
Sorry, did you want something to sip on too while we're...
I'll do a little bit of tequila.
All right. Taking a quick drink break. Ice?
Yeah.
I lost it. Yeah, my birthday was this past weekend, and someone gifted me a nice bottle of sipping tequila.
You're letting me have some of that.
Of course.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Do you know why we do that?
I actually don't.
No?
No,
All right, so
why?
it's cheersing the bartender. that poured the drink for you, essentially. When you do this and you do that, you're cheersing the staff, essentially, because you're like gracious to them or grateful. So when they do this, I don't know if a lot of people know that, though.
I don't think anyone knows that. That's just something when I started drinking.
Because
I
other
just
people
saw
did.
people do it, and you do it.
No, yeah, people did that to like, it's like basically like, oh, the bartender can't take a sip with me, so there's that.
That's fair.
You know?
That is fair.
Which is a nice gesture, but I also like sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if you know why you're doing that.
Well, you just taught me something. I didn't know that at all.
But all right. Yeah, when did you start bartending?
21.
At 21.
Yep.
And where was this?
Railroad Street Bar and Grill.
Railroad Street Bar and Grill. Were you working there?
I had been working there.
Okay.
For a
And they
while,
kind of just moved you in?
Pretty much. It was not anywhere close to where I'm working now. It was kind of like, it wasn't a dive bar, but it was small town bar. You had your set regulars. Cocktails were not a thing. The fact that I even learned how to make.
Can I get a cocktail menu? Just pick something, bro. I'll
mean,
Google it.
It was terrible. Like if you wanted an old fashioned, it was a pack of sugar. They didn't even have simple. It was just literally MacGyvering anything if you wanted to make
While we're on that, now, when people say, oh, I prefer the sugar in the club to mesh it in, or the simple, right? Mm-hmm. I always try to tell people, I'm like, you understand that I'm just making simple on the fly.
Yes.
When you ask for the sugar packet and water or the sugar packet and club. And they just kind of look at me like, no, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, bro.
I think people get in like such a habit of things that they think it's right or that that's what they prefer.
It's like a crime. The other day I went to a dive bar, or I guess it's a dive bar in town here.
Okay.
We won't say many names of what these places are. And I think I saw the manager making an old fashioned, or what I thought was an old fashioned. It started off that way. And then it just turned into a rum punch, or not a rum punch, a like a bourbon punch. Because it just was this cup like this with a bunch of fruit muddled into it, orange and cherries.
Yep.
He sold it as an old fashioned, and me and a bartender that I kind of poached from that bar because he had so much potential. I'm like, you can't be here, dude. Yes. You're so much better than this place. We both looked at each other and we're just like grinding our teeth.
It's really hard now to watch other people do certain things. Don't get me wrong. There's still stuff I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is still new to me. I'm trying to learn as much as possible.
Yeah, but you make your own ingredients. You're
yes.
one step ahead.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm trying to learn all the ins and outs and the whys and what makes things taste good. But
do you muddle fruit in old fashions?
No, I mean a Luxardo cherry.
Damn.
But that's about it.
You're one of the good ones, dude. No, I'm kidding.
I will do the Luxardo cherry. It tastes good, but as long as it's not a maraschino cherry, I don't put oranges in it or anything like that.
No, that's what they were doing, the maraschino, like the bright freaking
the fake cherry
pink ones, and couple slices of oranges, dude. Like I was like, what are you doing, bro?
Like pulpy.
Yeah.
No,
what
but
threw me off is you did one dash of bitters, and I was like,
oh, that's already
done.
No.
Get out.
Were they even the right bitters?
They were the Agner student,
okay.
But I'm like, when I make an old fashioned, I like to do, so I do a Demerara rich. I like a rich Demerara where you only need a bar spoon. And then I also do 2.5 of the bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
I go preference is bourbon unless you ask you want rye, because I'll do rye for Manhattans instead.
Yes.
And I do 4 dashes of Angostura bitters, and I do 4 dashes of the orange bitters.
Okay.
That takes away from having the muddle appeal even, you know. And sometimes I do a spoonful of the cherry juice from the Luxardo.
Yes.
Sometimes, not all the time. Mm-hmm. Or I just stir that up, and then I put the cherry with a little bit of spoonful of juice in there.
Okay.
And then that way, when they get to the end of that, it's like a nice little desserty. The last sip is nice and desserty. Like it's a nice, sweet little thing. But, yeah, where were we? 21.
Oh, where I started.
I want to talk about your training. Like when you started training on bar, how did that go?
It was not traditional or proper in any way. So where I was at, there were 2 bartenders. As at most places, there is always someone that has just been there forever. They are part of the bar.
Yeah.
The 2 main bartenders
not getting paid enough.
Oh, yeah. They were the managers, the bartenders, the fixtures that were there. One of them was all about beer, absolutely hated cocktails, but he knew people so well. And the ease in which he could talk to anyone was a nice thing to watch.
Yeah.
The other bartender, she loved cocktails. However, there wasn't a whole lot she could do there, but she always found a way to make something. And she was the first person who taught me pineapple juice will overpower a drink. Depending if you're going to put a little bit in there, you don't need what you would think you need in comparison to other juices. She would let me make her shift drink, just random ingredients. What did I think was good? She would critique me on it. Do this amount. This is what blends well together.
That's the best way. She was probably a mixologist or aspiring to be one.
I think she was aspiring to be one because she didn't have any real training either. It was just everything she taught herself.
Everything I learned was just
on your own.
YouTube videos until 4 a.m.
Yep.
After a shift, because I learned something from a person too. They'd be like, "Hey man, I want this drink," and they would have to tell me how it's made because it wouldn't be on the menu. And it's like, I'm freaking 18 behind a bar. I don't know what anything tastes like. Sort of.
Yes. Unofficially.
I know what straight booze and like iced tea or something tastes like. Yeah, I was like me and my buddy would like hang out after school or something. Not after school, like on a weekend night when there was boxing on, and we would like sneak into my mom's liquor cabinet for the Bacardi Limon that she was always gifted but never used. So we're like, we can use this. She's not going to know.
Were you rude and did you replace it with water?
Yep, absolutely. Oh. And then she confronted me like 6 years later, like, yo,
what is It's terrible.
And I was like, yeah, Mom, I drank that like when I was 16. You need to.
I will say.
With Clover Farms iced tea. It was so good.
Really?
So good.
Interesting.
It's just, it's already a lemon iced tea, so I'm just adding a lemon rum.
I just feel like sometimes that would be a bit much.
I don't know. And, we're young and blonde. We're just like, that looks about
It's alcohol.
right.
It tastes really good. Yeah. It's awesome, whether you like it or not, actually.
No, but yeah, I think I cut you off, but.
I don't know. Where were we? This is going to happen a lot.
No, your training was unconventional, I guess.
I pretty much.
How many days were you like on training status?
None.
It was just kind of like.
You just kind of showed up. And I mean, my first day even serving at this place, I had a day of training. And then it was a Friday night. You have 8 tables. Go.
You know what's funny, though? That's honestly the best way to learn.
I do agree that it is the best way.
For me, it was bussing tables at a very young age. Maybe not, younger than 18. And it just got super busy, and they were like, you look 18, bro, you're fine. Go back behind the bar. Start just making drinks, because this place ran in a way that, like, the servers made their own drinks, and it was chaotic. And she was like, just go to one of the bars and start making drinks for people. Like, servers drop their checks off, because it wasn't like a printer thing.
Okay.
They would write what they need, and like sometimes
it.
I'd be like, what the fuck does this say? This looks like my doctor wrote me a prescription, dude, and I still have to figure it out.
Yes.
And but it started like she threw a book at me, and I'm just kind of like, okay, here we go, because it's like if they order a drink off the menu, I just would have to look at the black book, the bartender's black book,
all your ingredients.
Yeah. And which is a great book because it also teaches you. We'll get into that part, but anyways. It also gave me just a really like disorganized written like how to make drinks that they have on the menu. And it's funny because when I revisit this place and look at that recipe sheet, I'm like,
what is this?
Diabetes in a cup.
Sugar, Yo. Hangover.
For real. Yeah. But looking at this black book, it like that's what I've like started at. It was reading this book. This like it's like that long, slender. Like, it's definitely going to fall apart type book because it has, like, the weird plastic rings on it. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know exactly what you're talking about now that you said that, but I know.
But
yes,
I read that book front to back, just, like, not in one day. But I was, like, in the beginning, it not only just teaches you...
The basics,
but it goes into, like, how to not be a fucking asshole.
In what way?
As a patron.
Oh, as a patron?
Yeah. It teaches you, like, when you go to a bar... Like, consider this, consider that, look into this, look into that, look at the menu before to see if you're going to like the drinks. Don't show up assuming they're going to make what you like. And it's what is, like, dude,
Honestly, that is my biggest thing now. Talking about like not wanting to be that person, but it is so hard not to be judgmental when people come in. They don't even know how to order a drink.
No.
Especially this incoming age group of like fresh 21-year-olds. It is a struggle to even understand what they want. I don't think they know what they want, but just that whole process. I mean,
can you make this drink I saw on TikTok?
Not even just that, but I had someone the other day ask for a double tequila club. Okay, simple enough. Made the drink, hand it to him. No, I wanted two. That's not what double means. Yes, it does.
No.
Or they order things backwards or with an and, so you don't know if they want it separate or not.
Yeah.
You want a Coke.
Oh my God.
And a shot of Jack.
I'm glad, like, so I don't know if you know the young dude I'm training at my bar, or not training, he's actually on, but
he's a bartender now.
I still have to like kind of pull him aside every now and then and be like, double check on this.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like, can I get a tequila and a club?
Yeah. Do you want it separate? Do you want
club?
a shot?
And it's like,
do you want a chaser?
If he wants a tequila and club, or like he wants the club separately.
Yeah.
And then if he says the separately part, you need to ask him if he wants that shit neat, on the rocks,
exactly.
whatever. Because like these people do come up and like they say, hey, can I just get a tequila? Cool. Here's a shot of tequila, because that's where I'm starting. Oh no, I'm sorry. Can I get it? Can I get it on the rocks?
Okay.
Okay. Let's change that, you know? Like, dude, order what you want exactly. Like, the more, I know we say, like, sometimes, like, the less is better, but for us, it's like,
you give me all the
more
information,
details
I got
you
it.
give me, the so much better. It's going to go smoothly. I'm going to get you in and out and get to the next person.
Well, that's another thing. People don't realize that, this is our job.
Yeah.
The string ordering type of people, because they think that you can't have everything memorized, or just the way in which they go about it.
Oh, my God.
I want a vodka club with a splash of crayon, then a vodka club without a splash of crayon. So you want 2 vodka clubs, 1 with a splash of crayon. Just shorten it up.
Yo, for real.
Say it. And
Not
just
even
tell
that.
me everything, because I got it. I can make all the drinks, and then you're on your way.
I hate when you have to do that, obviously. It's like, yo.
Anything else?
Yo. And it's like, what do you want? And it's like, looks back to this whole group, and it's like, I'm going to come back to you, man.
Exactly. I just
have your order. If you're going to order as a group, have your order. And also, don't order as a group if you're going to then tell me it's all separate.
That's another
If it's
big
separate tabs, order your drink, give me your card, start it or close it.
Well,
next person, what do you want? Like, don't, hey,
half
I
of
want
the
a
time, it's because they don't have enough money on their card.
This and that, this and that. And it's like, all right, cool, here's the bill.
These
we
3.
want them all separate.
Yeah.
Like, then why did you order it together?
Yes. And honestly, if you tell me from the get-go, all right, this is going to be separate, but you tell me all your drinks because 4 of them are the same, I can still do it. Just be upfront.
Yeah. No, be detailed, be upfront, or Venmo each other. Venmo each other.
No one knows what Venmo is. No one takes turns.
Cash
There's no
App,
rotation.
Zelle.
Anytime my friends and I go out, we just rotate.
What happened on my bar crawl? We went and we got to the second bar, and people were like starting
Just
to
going
order
around.
all chaotically on this poor girl, and I was
Oh my
like,
God.
all right. I
This
was
is
like,
what we're doing.
we're gonna Venmo, guys, because this
Not
was
how it's
crazy.
working.
We're not about that. Oh no, I'm paying for this and that, and I'm paying for this, and I'm paying. No, put it all together.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
It's nice that when you get industry people that understand and they'll fucking,
Well, you can tell the difference between groups.
I guess you could, yeah. Because then,
Oh, you absolutely
us industry, we're patient. We'll wait.
It's
and then
fine.
you got
I'm
the,
good. That
try to order. Can I order?
Yeah.
Can I order now?
waving cards.
I don't know what I want yet,
around.
though.
That is the biggest thing. I will say, someone I work with, there was a night, this guy was waving a card in her face, and she stopped, as busy as we were, made full eye contact with him, and said, this is not how you do this. So figure out the correct way to order, and I'll come back to you. Destroyed him. His friends, and he realized, oh, that was really shitty.
Maybe I'm an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do have to correct people. There is a limit. I'm all about trying to make sure people have a good time and being pleasant and having a good personality for them, because that's what brings people back. However, there is a point where the customer is not right.
I want to
kind of have to teach them.
I want to set the vibe, and I want to make sure people are taken care of. I want to make sure you leave having a good time and a good memory, but don't be the guy that gets like this lady. I'm like, dude, bar's full. Then I have a second, like for where I work, it's really weird for me to have like the way you guys have
at
Bistro, where it's like layers and layers of people trying to order.
Yes.
That's weird to me at a place I work at where we're more upscale, a little more fine dining. You guys are like
you
elevated
have the
pub
seats
food.
at your bar.
I got 12 seats.
But at night, mine are gone.
Yeah, yours are gone. And that's the one thing, like, if I had room to put these seats somewhere at night, I probably would do it.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, like, it's like when I have these stacks of people in the middle of the day is when it's weird. At night, it's not so weird. It's in the middle of the day, like, right before the dinner rush comes in, that one of us ends up glued to the freaking service well, and then the other one gets to handle the people, and the barback starts making some drinks type night. Or type evening. It's so weird to me that we have that. So it's like when you got one person just kind of like doing this to your face while I'm like locked in to the service well, I just look over and I'm like,
I will make eye contact with people. And then sometimes they think that eye contact means, oh, I can just start talking. I had a guy one time that he did that. I'm in the middle of making drinks. He just kept moving his hand, jogging around, trying to make sure that I see him. I looked at him, made full eye contact, and he goes, I'll have a Miller Lite and a Michelob. And I said, okay, when I'm done. And I told him and just went right back to my stuff.
Give me a second.
Like, you see me still actively talking to another person, making drinks. Let me just crack a can.
Like, I'll peek up from service bar. I like to lock myself in at the service bar, and I don't know what's going on because normally I am like I'll talk to people. I like talking to people. But lately, it's just been like service bars where I'm at. It's where I excel. I feel good when I'm locking in these tickets in under a certain time frame. Like, I'm like timing myself and all this stuff. And sometimes I have like a wedding party, also ordering through the service well plus the tickets.
They always come over to the service well. Yeah.
Well, I kind of screwed myself there. Well, because I didn't show up early enough. So when I showed up, like, they already set up a ordering station for them, which was right next to the service well. And then it was kind of like that went from ordering to here to where the guy is standing. So I'm like, oh my God. They're in the way of the servers trying to pick up their drinks and everything. But what is it? The way of ordering drinks, like, just be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Be ready. Know what you want. Be direct. And also be mindful of what people are doing. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll peek over from the service well because I've been locked in there.
Just want to see what's happening.
And make eye contact with one person somehow, and they start ordering from across the bar. Like, bro?
No.
I'm like, I kind of just... I didn't hear him.
Well, another thing, and I'm sure you know this from busy nights, when there isn't a set system, people aren't sitting down or everyone is kind of 4 or 5 deep.
Yeah.
Where I work, there's 4 bartenders on a busy night. We have our sections basically of the bar and we do almost like a fan rotation. And some people don't seem to get that rotation. Yes. So then they go, well, no, this person was here. If you just told me what your order was, I could have had both of your drinks already. I'll skip both of you if I need to. I will get back. I don't ignore people. I mean, unless you're actively causing a problem or I already cut you off.
Yeah.
But
that's too silent. What is it? Silent cutting off?
Yeah. We'll just ignore you. There is a point where you do too much. But
there's times where I don't want to sit there and cause a scene and I feel like you're going to cause a scene. So instead of saying, hey, you're cut off.
It's just better to
It's just ignoring you and moving around because at one point you're just going to stop being a problem. And casually just putting water in front of you and stuff.
So that's another thing. Sometimes I let people order and then I'll go, well, drink this water and I'll talk to you in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a safe way of them going, oh, you didn't make them feel bad. They're just going to drink their water. They're going to let it go. Half of the time they realize it and then they just go home. They wander off.
Yeah. It's the best way to kind of do it, I guess. I didn't think of that. I want to talk about what you brought right now. Because I know, like we said, you are making your own ingredients every time we talk.
Yes.
Sometimes you hit me up and say, hey, what do you think of this? And either I give insight or I'm just like, yo, I want to try it.
Yeah.
Like, let me know what you're doing with that, you know? So what do we have today?
So what I was doing today, it's almost like a French 75. You have your gin, Prosecco. It's a lighter drink. I am going to put it in a coupe. But instead of just a regular simple syrup, I made my own of strawberry and thyme. I've been in this habit recently of mixing fruit and herbs. I just think it's a nice balance between like sweet and savory almost.
I mean,
like it's not too much, but it
Yeah.
still adds flavor to a drink. So this is my take on that, basically.
All right. Walk
Ready?
us through it.
Yeah? All right. So the base is going to be gin. I feel like gin is actually something I don't know a whole lot about. It's something I'm trying to learn more about. I don't drink a whole lot of it. However, it's always super refreshing in whatever drink it's in. It helps with other flavors. It's not overpowering. It just kind of blends really well, especially with fruit and lemon. So that's why I picked that as the base for this.
I'll tell you right now, gin being the least thing I drank ever is like the first thing I mastered with cocktails.
Really?
Because I'm big into herbs,
Mm-hmm.
big into botanicals and stuff like that, and then adding like a hint of fruit or something.
It just blends really
It
well.
does. I have
It's satisfying no matter what.
I have a drink that I make with the gin we're using, and it's a I use cucumber juice, I use a lavender syrup, I use mint, basil, and just a little bit of lemon juice.
Yep.
And club soda, just to
Little bubble.
add a little bubbly to it. And that's like been the best drink I've made because it's like everywhere I've gone, I've put it on the menu and
It always sells.
everyone's like, "What the hell is
Yes.
this?"
And I feel like
But it
gin
makes
is
sense.
picking up now too.
Yeah, no, it
So
definitely
to
is.
have a gin cocktail.
We have a good gin distillery in Pennsylvania that have done a lot of flavors, and like I said, I will not drink this straight. I will not drink this with club. I will not drink this with tonic. It has to be made in a cocktail
In a
for me to
cocktail.
be like, I will try that.
Well, to
And
be
I hate
honest,
when people want to substitute a drink made with like a cocktail made with gin for vodka.
Vodka,
And I'm
oh,
like,
yeah.
you just gotta try it.
I promise
Like
you
I-
won't even
yeah.
you won't even know.
They'd be like, it's not it's not overwhelming. It's not that, I don't know what people describe gin as solo, but
Well, I'm gonna say if you're just taking a shot of gin on its own, you have a separate problem. But
you have issues.
that's a no.
Look at all the murderers. They were like gin and
Gin
tonic
shots?
drinkers, dude.
Well, gin and tonic's a little safer, but like straight shots of gin,
Yeah.
I am judging you.
Should we try this?
Do you want to?
Let's try the
Do we have to
gin.
do like a straight shot?
Yeah,
So we're
I
not
think
doing
this is
that.
like 17 times distilled. It's nice and clean, so it might not be
What
as
are we
harsh.
putting it in?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay, that works. It's really classy.
Just to try it. There's way too much.
We're here.
Is this what you sample? Oh, do you smell that?
Oh, this one smells
That
good.
smells
Yeah, this
appealing.
smells
Like
really
it smells like, yo, I want to drink this. It has a great smell. But why not? I'm gonna talk about.
Actually smells better than most gins.
I took the
will
labels
say.
off, but this is actually the Irvine's gin from Boredom Spirits, and it's like I've been using that. It's either this or Hendrix. Like I have to use this or Hendrix because I'm a big cucumber guy. And Hendrix makes theirs with cucumber, and a lot of the drinks I do like have cucumber in
cucumber
them.
and it
But
blends.
this has been like a blessing to work with where I work at, where we only use a certain spirit. But all right, just a sample.
Just throw it back, Celso.
What the fuck?
That's actually not terrible to just drink by itself.
Now I know.
Still,
So
don't do it.
I have a
No, don't
guy
do it.
that comes in.
Don't do it.
I have a guy that comes in and all he asks for, and not even comes in, he works there. Every
does
time
shots
when
of
he's
gin?
done work, no, it's like gin neat. He just asks for gin in a rocks glass, neat. But like now I see why he does it. This is so,
Well, this one's good.
what is going on?
My punishment for people usually when they're like, just give me a shot of something is warm,
Gin.
well, gin. Yeah. Not good stuff.
As a joke, we steamed it up with the espresso machine and he still drank it.
That's
I
brutal.
was like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. This actually is not.
It's not bad. I think
Not
it's
bad
going
by
to
itself.
complement your drink very well though with the strawberry and basil.
I do. Thyme.
Strawberry and thyme.
Strawberry thyme.
Sorry.
Still an herb. It's a little fancier because I did
It's on
thyme.
the right track, you know.
Here, let's not waste this.
Yeah, there you go.
I can use it in my drink. All
I'm
right.
gonna try it anyway, so if you have to.
Don't waste alcohol.
Yeah.
I
For those who
still
don't know,
before.
I would normally drink the drink that someone would make me, but I'm in that
It's
first
keto.
week of keto where I have to limit my carbs to under 5 or 3. So
Why are you doing that?
I know, dude. Yesterday I took a picture of the food I've eaten all day, and I'm like, why am I doing this? So sorry if I seem a little more down or tired than usual. Hence the
He's
tequila
not
on the
crazy.
rocks only at the moment.
Oh, you got a scoop and everything.
I'm prepared. I'm going to have an ice well soon with a well. Like, it's just going to be a whole thing. Actually, we're going to start recording behind a bar. So
That'll be nice.
you're not going to be sitting
Sitting and shaking.
next time. Look at the shake, guys. Look at the shake. Natural.
Oh, wait. Hold on. So what I did learn at the dive bar is when you shake, you're supposed to smile.
Oh, I
And
don't
as a
smile at
joke,
all.
the first time, well, I don't normally, but the first time they're like, you have to smile. It was, and I never did that again.
Let me see the shake real quick. This is how I shake. I just will like make sure
Are you
no
one of those,
one's
like,
making eye
wobbles?
contact, and I do this thing. I do the like 1, 2, 3.
I feel like it depends on what I'm doing.
I do this because like if I just do this, I'm tensing up one part of my body more. You know what I mean?
That's that fitness.
No, it's not even
No.
that. Like the person that then actually went through my training when I went to work for an actual restaurant,
you that?
like a corporate restaurant. She was a big fitness person. Big
Well,
fitness
that's
person.
why.
But she told me, she's like, it's so unnatural the way all these bartenders shake. This is why you have some of them have this hunchback or really weird looking shoulder when they're like
Just one shoulder.
60 and bartending in a dive bar. So she's like, you gotta like, it's natural if you move it
around.
up and down because then you're not tensing just one muscle the entire time. Instead, you're working a little bit more
I feel
and
like it
you're
depends.
evening out the shoulder problem. No.
Well, I feel like it depends on what I'm shaking. Like espresso martinis, I shake entirely different.
Yeah, a little
It
longer.
just kind of rotate. Yeah.
Longer
But
strokes.
also, I do move that
Yeah.
around a little bit more because I want the froth. But this, I'll just do that. I think it was shaken enough though. Were you also taught to shake until it's chilled on the outside?
Yep. Except she told me, which then I learned was probably wrong, was that there's got to be ice forming on the outside. This was just for her
Completely chilled.
margarita that she would have me make whenever she was done work. But then I find out, dude, too much shaking can lead to over dilution and ruin the drink.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Well, the more water, it breaks down the ice. All right. Ta-da.
I was also taught to never let it pop.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, dude, I try to aim it at people and make them think I'm about to hit them.
Oh, that works well. Voila.
Well, it looks pretty.
You have to try it.
What would you garnish this with if we had?
If I had my extra stuff, I'd do a nice little strawberry sliver and some thyme right on top. If I had a torch, I would also probably torch the thyme.
Torch the time?
Do a little
All right.
swirl around.
Well, guys, here we go. Have you made this before?
I have, but with raspberry.
It's actually quite refreshing, and I don't like Prosecco. But oh
You don't
my
like
God,
Prosecco?
No. I don't like these bubbly drinks. I'm not a French 75 guy, but the drink you made in itself is so profound in it. It's refreshing. This is definitely like a sit by a fire at night on a summer night or even during the day in a patio
Just
somewhere.
summer in general.
It's
Yeah.
very refreshing. Thank you.
Thank you. That's what I try.
But I wish I could drink that. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know how many carbs are in that. Just going to play it safe.
That's a bit much. Worrying about. Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Keto?
Should I give you the answer I give Aiden or
Both.
I'm doing it for my health to be a better person?
Okay.
And then the answer I gave Aiden was I'm not liking the man I'm seeing in the mirror.
Okay. That works.
But, you know,
I have 2 drinks now.
There you go.
Happy middle of the day.
Happy middle of the day.
What time is it?
When it came to your training behind the bar, right? I don't think I got into like how chaotic was it? Was it just kind of like this is how you make this and I'll make it?
It depends on what it was. So, funnily enough, the one guy who didn't really like cocktails at all taught me something that I still remember to this day. And when I'm actually teaching people how to make drinks, voila. Is a Manhattan. So the area code of Manhattan is 212. It's also the ratio of making a Manhattan. The traditional Manhattan.
Is it? I'm not making it that way.
You're not. Well, it's
I'm doing a 3 1/4
Oh, yeah.
and
No.
4 4.
Yeah, so originally the area code of Manhattan is 212.
Yeah.
So it's 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of your vermouth, 2 dashes of bitters. And that's it.
I always
and that
thought
was
Manhattans were made with rye.
well, it should be.
That's how I
rye.
was
I think
taught,
it's
yeah.
better. But
But honestly, it's preference. It's you got like I do.
where
ask.
I'm at, we do rye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most
If
people
they
want
point at the
rye.
menu and say they want the Manhattan, it already says rye, so
Most
that's
of the
how I
time.
make it. But if they
Yes.
say, "Hey, if they didn't even look at the menu, they sit down and say, "Can I just get a Manhattan? Do you want a bourbon or a rye?"
Most of the time I will say we do rye. But he taught me that. Stuck with me.
So 2
forever.
bourbon,
2,
1
1, 2.
vermouth, 2 dashes. Damn,
2,
I
1,
do.
2.
It's probably because of the size of our martini glasses that I do
Yours a little heftier.
3
Oh,
bourbon,
Okay.
1 1/4 vermouth,
okay.
and then 4 dashes of bitters and 4 dashes of orange bitters.
Hmm.
Because there's also that debate where people garnish it with an orange peel and the orange zest, and I'm a whole like,
Luxardo cherry.
nah. No, it's that and a cherry. And
I don't do the orange,
every
though.
time I
That's
see
it.
an orange peel, like if another bartender puts out a Manhattan with an orange peel, I
don't do
fucking
that.
tweeze
Yeah.
that thing out real quick.
No.
I'm like, no. That's what the orange bitters is for. And that's like that's just our version
How
or
you do
my
it.
version
Yeah.
of making it. If someone just like, I don't know. I've also like every time people are walking past the bar, they're like, that was the best Manhattan I've ever had. Or that was the best old fashioned. And it's like nice. What's weird
satisfying.
hearing, not weird, but also kind of nice is, like I said, I lock myself into that service well.
To
And you have people sitting around those tables that have apparently not taken their eyes off of me. And when
And
they
are
walk
watching everything.
by,
Yes.
it's women and men. So it's not like a thing where they think I'm hot, you know. I
I'm
wish.
just fascinated.
But no, they're like, dude, you're, and like, I guess some of them are restaurant industry or own their own bars because they would say like, your pours were on, like everything came out perfect. You just like, at one point we saw you put out like 13 glasses and you just bang, 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 bang. And it's like that was incredible. And I was like, did you enjoy your dinner? And they're like, oh no, everything was great. It's just, we couldn't stop watching.
Yeah, I will
I'm like,
say
okay.
exactly in Service Well specifically.
Yeah.
When I was at our downstairs bar, it was a little more obvious when you're at Service Well. Like that's where you're at.
Yeah.
But you get so into it. Like personally, I think I do so much better when it's chaotic.
Yeah.
If it's slow, I don't think I'm actually that great. But when it's chaotic, I'm in it. I'm all the way. I don't even know what I was making, but the people that were sitting at the corner of the bar, exactly what you said, they're sitting and they're watching and you have no idea until they say something to you and you fucking killed it.
It's
I
not
don't even
even-
know how you
yeah.
like were doing that. That was so fast. It was still perfect. It looks beautiful. It does make you feel good and it helps you like keep going.
It's funny too because the first 2 chairs right next to service bar, I try to take care of them too.
Yes.
And it's funny because they're conversating and I'm here making bang bang bang, drink drink drink, putting this out, putting that out, and I'm hearing them like, I think I'm gonna do this next, I think I'm gonna do that next. So now I'm like, I have all these tickets and it's like I'm kind of just fitting them in.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, well I'm making that same drink for this ticket.
Do you want
I'm gonna
one?
Crank that out. No, I don't even tell them. I just
you just
hear
make it for them?
I just hear them. I
That's
make
actually
it,
very
I
nice.
Put it in front of them, and they're always like, "What just happened?" Every time they're like, "Did he hear us?" Like, what is happening? And I'm like, "Yeah, I have selective hearing when I hear drinks."
I don't know if it's like an ADD thing that most bartenders have or because of the fact that they are bartenders, but you hone in
Yeah.
on the most random stuff.
Oh my God.
And I do it in general now, and I feel so rude, like in the middle of a conversation, because I'm just like listening to something else and then a real quick glance and then go back. Like all of the things that you focus on at once now.
I caring and I make faces now. If I'm hearing a conversation, I'll
not
be
to.
like, I'll look up like, what?
If it's really wild.
And they'll be like, oh
Yeah.
my God, you heard that? And I'm like,
Which,
yeah, man, I'm sorry. You're talking kind of publicly here.
you hear a lot of shit at a bar.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of shit at a bar.
Yeah, we're listening. We may not look
I try
at you.
not to.
We're listening.
Sometimes it's a bit much, but I hear a lot of stuff.
And then, like, whenever, like, there's times where it's like I'll chime into a conversation, but you have to, like, I'm very sorry to
Let's do
intrude.
the right
I just
part.
noticed you were talking about this, and then you give your opinion or you give your insight on it in some type of way. And it's not always bad. You're not always intruding. It could be,
Sometimes they want it.
for me, it's a lot of soccer. They're talking soccer, and I'm like, all right, first of all,
Sports. All right.
Jude did deserve that, even though he's a Real Madrid player. Yeah, whatever. It was a conversation I had literally the other day.
See, sports conversations for me always turns into, are you a big Phillies fan? Anything? I grew up in Pittsburgh. Oh, so you hate us. I actually don't really care.
No. It is funny because, like, growing up here locally, I'm like, look, I'll root for the Eagles. I'll root for the Phillies. But there's reasons why I have a tie-in with the Chargers, right? That's my team. Living in Pennsylvania.
You say that out loud?
I do.
All
I
right.
wear the jerseys everywhere, every game day.
All right.
Just saying. I root for the Chargers. Soccer is union. It used to be Real Salt Lake because I needed a team and I like really enjoyed watching one of the players, but I also wasn't big into the MLS because I'm like, damn, dude, I could play this. No, I'm kidding. But I was like, okay, then union, Philly gets their own team, and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is going to be my team, especially because when you could go to a game for $30
Oh,
when
yeah.
it first was around.
Oh, yeah.
And you could still find days where you could pay $30 to just go see a game, and the experience is phenomenal for the Philly Union. It's in Chester, so just make that drive. Don't make eye contact with anyone. You're fine. Never park on the outskirts. Park inside. Pay the extra $10 to park inside.
Park inside.
Yeah. No, there's like these like makeshift parking lots where they're like, it's just $20 or
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like $30
In the middle of
inside.
nowhere.
And it's like, yeah, but you guys leave after like 8:00 and leave
I
my
don't know
car
what's here.
alone.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing. Like, at least inside there's cameras, there's everything. Your car's protected. No one goes in there. No one messes with you.
To a degree.
And then the tailgating is dope before the game.
Honestly, that was a big thing. And I always said to people, it wasn't even just, and don't get me wrong, I played sports my whole life. However, I'm not like die hard, gonna stab you in the throat because of something. However, I love the atmosphere. I personally love working at the bar when we have the games on, the sounds on. It's a whole different energy.
Also, don't like, just because like on the news, it's like, oh yeah, these fans from another team were at the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And something happened to them outside of it or something. Like, they really blow that thing up to make you think like, damn,
It's the worst.
I can't go to a, like, every 8 years the Chargers play in Philly. So it's like, I can't go to that game. I'm going to get
And it's
stabbed.
fun.
But no, it's like, me and my uncle show up with 6 of our Eagles dressed up friends, and no one's picking a fight with you. Your own friends are picking fights with you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the ones picking
Probably the
fights
people you
with
know.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's people you know.
It's always a good time. Don't feel discouraged if you're a fan from out of a team you're living in their hometown. Don't get discouraged. We showed up there and we started looking at license plates with all these Chargers fans, and it's like Florida, South Carolina. Like, I'm like, dude, we're getting all these people along the East Coast coming up to Baltimore. And so the one year they played in Baltimore, Washington. No, it was Washington and the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So like, we went to both those games because it's like, this is the closest things we're going to get to them instead of flying out, which next year they play, but they play in LA. I might just fly out for that. I might just try and get some.
You can make a whole trip of it.
Be like, yo, you guys trying to go?
Just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Why not?
My little sister is actually hardcore Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And she does not care.
I have 2 family members that are Steelers fans. And of course, by default, they're members of the family are Steelers fans. Mm-hmm. But don't get discouraged. Yeah. No, absolutely.
When we moved here, our neighborhood, we had Eagles fans, Steelers fans. You know who we actually ganged up on? The Patriot fan. That was across
Dude,
the street.
it's the Patriots
Everyone was like,
and
yeah,
the
no.
Cowboys
No,
fans.
you're the ones that we don't like.
Yeah.
Everyone else was totally fine. Like, Eagles,
Yeah.
Steelers, no, that's okay.
But like I
Patriots,
said,
no.
I root for the hometown team all the time. When the Phillies play, even though I don't understand baseball that much, and I'm like, why is this game
You don't
so
understand baseball?
long, dude? Dude, I don't even
easy.
understand
It's the easiest.
kickball half the time. I was playing kickball for the rec leagues, and I'd like
It's
hit.
very similar.
I hit the ball into someone's yard from the field, and they were like, that's just 2 bases. And I'm like, that's clearly
All right, well, that's
a home run, bro.
Did you get it? Did they pick
Did
it
you
up?
get the ball?
No.
And then I had to pay for the ball. Yeah.
That's not fair.
Dude, I'm like, oh my God, these
That's
rec
not
leagues
fair.
suck.
Do they
Yeah.
have multiple balls at least?
Yeah, they had,
Oh, okay.
they're like, oh,
So
we
they were
gotta
kind of
pull another one out of the locker. I'm like, oh no.
No. Your plastic ball.
Yeah, it was like these big, massive balls too, and I'm like, they're hard to kick in the sense of like, I know they're
Was
big.
it like the school ones
they're
with that
like-
weird rubber
No,
that like
yeah,
ping? The one that would
those.
ping if it hit you?
But this one's like this big, so
that's a
like,
bit
and they
much.
don't inflate it all the way, so like, you're
So it's
not
kinda
supposed to
weak.
be able to wail
Like
them out,
really?
but
Oh. It's like
Somehow.
the bad dodgeball.
yeah, the field was slightly small, so I hit it into someone's house or yard or something, and they're like, we can't find it, and they're like, okay, that's a double, and I'm like,
No, that is a home run. That is a home run. Unless it was a foul.
no,
and it
because
was
that
away.
would have been the comeback for the team. I literally showed up in the 7th inning or 6th inning, and like
So it couldn't
I hit
happen.
that, and we scored. I think 2 players were able to make it to home, plus myself, and then we had one more inning to really come back. And
They weren't going to let it.
yeah, they were like, no,
All right, so that's cheating.
politics,
That's
bro.
cheating.
Politics
but
in the rec leagues.
That is cheating.
Who's paying off the rec league referees, dude?
Wait, speaking of cheating, how many affairs have you witnessed working
Oh
in a
my
bar?
God, like every day.
Constant.
It's crazy. They show up with like, you first meet them with the affairee. I
Yeah.
guess,
So
'cause
you
they
think
show
that's
up
the
in
person.
Groups, they're hanging out, and then like it's like you catch them making out in the lot, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't say anything. And then the next day they're there with their whole family, but not that.
And they're
person.
really making eye
And it's
contact
like,
with you. Like, just don't.
What the fuck? Well, no, it's like I think there's always a bribe in the beginning. And it's funny. I'll talk about one experience I had, and I'd like to hear if you have anything similar.
So many.
Oh my God. I was working at a chain Mexican restaurant to help my cousin because he started managing one, and it was like right after COVID when they started opening the bar and like seating where it was like every other seat
Yeah.
type thing. And he really needed a bartender, and I was only working 2 days a week at the Sound Bank because we started slow too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, dude, I can help you during the week. So I would like go out to Allentown and live out there, like Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
Lehigh Valley. We'll call it Lehigh Valley because I'm not entirely sure where it is. But he opened the restaurant, and I was helping opening up his bar, his restaurant, the Mexican restaurant they work at. I don't know. It's like a corporate chain thing.
But, like,
when you're the
not
manager, you become like part owner
Okay.
because you kind of take the hit in the beginning, but then you start making fucking money as an owner or part owner /
Yeah.
general manager. And we what was it? I would show up, and there's a lot of dealerships, I guess, and all these companies that work nearby, and they would come in for happy hour right after they're done work, and they would come in groups, and you start noticing some things. And one particular guy was like, I'm gonna take care of the bill, please don't let anyone take care of it, all right? And I'm like, okay. And I noticed he was like handsy with the very younger lady, and
Always.
it's like, whatever, dude clearly has got money. It's probably some weird sugar dad thing. And what is it? Yeah. So yeah, the dude tipped me like $200
Oh, God.
on his like
Yeah.
180 bill. All right. Way over. But it was nice. I was like, oh shit, I get to take this home tonight. Like, it's nice.
I don't care what you do, guys.
Yeah. And then the next, what is it? For the next 2 days that I'm there, it comes in again, same deal. Just like here's another 100 on my $60 tab. Here's another this, whatever. Like, just like all this payment. And I'm like, bro, you guys can keep coming here. And he even keeps saying, he's like, don't discount to me things just because I hook you guys up. Because my cousin wanted to like, oh, well, let's buy him some shit. He's always taking care of
Take care of
you.
your bill, yeah.
But he's like, don't do that. He's like, just
Yeah.
don't do that. Let me pay for everything full price. And, you know,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. And then Then my cousin was like, yeah, that dude's making out with that chick out there, like hardcore. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, we got to get them off the lot. We're closed. That's going to be a problem for us because they're still technically on property.
Yeah.
And then I went in for a random weekend that I didn't have to work for some reason. I forgot what it was, but I went to help him out on that Saturday, and he comes in with his whole family, like kids.
How many kids?
And I just like, he looks at me and he's like, so, and I'm like, hey, shit, this man just paid my bills for the last couple of weeks.
God. Yeah.
So awkward, but I'm like, yo. And then thankfully my cousin didn't need me after that anymore, so I'm like, I'm out.
I don't have to deal with this anymore. Like, oh, you don't know what happened in the end?
Nah.
No. Well,
bro, like, how do you bring your family to this?
One, to be willing. You have balls. But I will say, so the first time I ever really witnessed anything like that was when I was being trained on bar. And the one bartender, obviously, like I said, we have our regulars. I mean, there are people that they come in at a set time, and if they're not here in their same seat right at 5, you're like, oh my God, what happened to you?
Well, let's check.
Are you okay? Literally, you call and you're like, are you fine? Did you die? Whatever.
I did that once.
Did you? Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, this guy was in, and this woman, I had just always assumed, never really asked anything because I never talked to them too much because they weren't really like they were engaging with each other. They were engaging with you. Our bartender gets a phone call and he's like, yeah, he's here. Hangs the phone up and he goes, you got like 10 minutes. Your wife is on the way. Dude closed his checkout, left. The girl left too. And I was like, huh. Now this is just a guy thing. I think the guys protect each other. The girls would be like, huh. You were cheating. Yeah, he's here. I wouldn't say anything. Honestly, I would let the wife come in. But there was a time at Bistro, completely different situation. We have regulars as well, but they're younger. It's not the same. Yeah. This guy, I had seen him consistently with his girlfriend. He would bring her in. We knew it was the girlfriend. We would see posts. They were together. There was a night one of our bartenders came and got security and said, hey, there's people fucking in the men's room. Go get them. So I had to stand outside the door, have our security go, bangs on the door. You guys got to go. Like, you can't do that. Door opens. The guy bolts. The girl is still there, bent over. Security's like, sweetie, he's gone. As they are walking out, one of our bartenders just goes, that's not the girl you're always with. His face got so red and he bolted, didn't wait for her. Nothing. And this poor girl, I felt bad for her. Damn. But at the same time, she was like, what? I still don't know if the girlfriend actually knows or not. I have not seen him in since. But it was a night. It was really a night.
I got a buddy who was bartending and was sleeping with men who'd come in with girlfriends. And I'm like, what is going on here? Yo.
Do they know?
No, clearly not.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
There are some people that do know, though.
There is, yeah.
And it's fascinating. You learn a lot about people.
Tell me that he's like, oh, yeah, his girlfriend was like, gave me the okay. And I'm like,
okay.
Good.
I guess that's better.
Yeah, I guess. But
well, I just hate knowing about things because I'm a very forward person.
It sucks how much we know.
Yeah.
It sucks how much we see.
It's terrible.
Because it's
and then sometimes you have to act like you don't know.
I've talked to my therapist about like, yo, I'm conflicted about. No, because like, dude, it is. You're right. Like, you feel bad for one of the people on the other side. Where you're like, yo, I don't know what to do. Like
the things you watch and you see. Oh my God. Well, that's the biggest thing. People think, at least in this industry, that none of us talk to each other. I will say, at least where we're at, all the bartenders know each other.
We talk shit in this town.
We know things about different customers, whether you think we know or not, from different bars. We know stuff about each other. Someone's always going to tell you.
Go to another zip code and do your thing.
No, honestly. That is especially like when people try to underage drink in town. Just go somewhere else. We know exactly who you are. You know we're going to reach out to the people that work at your job.
That's what I like about Bistro is what they do is they post up 18-year-olds at the door.
So they can tell you who. Yeah.
To basically be like, I know that person. They're not 18.
So
they have a fake ID.
That's the biggest reason we do it.
Yeah. No, that's why I know. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I like, dude, that is genius.
Well, people judge us so much because usually when you think like someone's there doing security, it's a big dude. We have our big dudes.
Oh yeah.
They're reserved for certain situations, but we do always have someone younger because, especially someone that lives in town, they can tell you right away.
Yep.
And it saves us because we're not a corporate place. The hit, if you're not corporate, is much harder.
Drastic.
And we don't play around. I don't think people take that seriously and they think we're just being assholes, but
no. One of the things is if you get caught with underage drinkers is you have to stay open for a week without selling booze. Mm-hmm. And that is a major hit in the industry because a lot of people do come in because they can get a drink with their meal.
Exactly.
The other hit is...
lose your liquor license.
You could lose your liquor license. You're looking at a $20,000 fine on the first hit. 20 to 40 depending on your establishment.
Yep.
Which... Bistro, probably like a 40, 60.
Exactly.
You know? It's a major thing.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with it. You can't just like, I don't know, because it's also like in other bars, there's bouncers where they're like, oh, it's fine. You don't have your ID. Just get in there.
No, because then everyone is liable.
Yeah.
We do not mess around. If there is someone that we see that even if they have a stamp or not, one of the top things that we still look for at a certain point of the night, because obviously other people could be in the bar before we had security.
Yeah.
We do glance, look at stamps. I mean, we're watching a lot more than I think people know that we are.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Oh, God. Why?
Because when I was in the Army and I was in Georgia and we would leave, so we were always dismissed from our barracks on a Friday afternoon.
Okay.
We would get into either Columbus... Savannah, like I don't know, we'd always just find a nearby town. They'd tell us the radius we could leave. Mm-hmm. We'd find a nearby place and we would stay. You know, I was of course 18, 19 at the time. And we found a town, like a downtown area, that
like a real
if
town?
We showed up by 8 o'clock, they would post a doorman by 9, right? So after 9:30, I was allowed to go to the bar and order drinks, and they wouldn't question it. So, yes, it's nice that you guys, because they weren't stamping people. They weren't.
No, we will. I mean, if you don't have one, we will send you back, whether we were serving you before or not.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a little crazy, but yeah, it's funny because like we would do that almost every weekend, and I'm here like, but also then you find out some of these bars are like, yeah, we know you're a soldier, like go in there. They're like, you can fuck, like they shouldn't have been doing this 100%. I don't encourage that. I'm big on that too. Like I would get like, yo, this guy, he just graduated, whatever. He's old enough to serve the country, but not drink. And I'm like, still can't do it. Yeah. But I was also always grateful for the places that did it for me. So it's like a double-edged sword there. But
I will say there is someone I've worked with her at multiple restaurants, and I'm older than her. She was still underage when I first started working with her, but we would go out every so often. We never went out anywhere near where we actually were. She did have a fake ID. It's difficult because, like, you know what the rules are, but when it's your own people, you're like, I'm not going to mess with you. However, if someone else isn't checking, that's on them.
The other thing is if you have a scanner.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And if it scans.
Technically goes to the PLCB.
Yeah.
If that ID scanned and they're in there.
You are liable. To a degree.
Who is?
You aren't.
Yeah, you aren't.
You aren't.
I thought you said you are. Sorry.
No, you aren't.
No, if it scans and all that, as a company, it's like you did you
did your due diligence. Yep.
You did your job. You did it right.
Yeah. Now you should still check it. Now if there's something really explicit on there.
You got to really look. But they got to find like, yo, the tape is literally coming off.
Oh my God. There are some like the pictures are terrible or like the numbers, like ID numbers, if you know where they start. There was a girl one time, she was with her mother, and I was managing at the time, and my server was scared to be like, no, even though she knew it was fake. So I was like, I'll do it. Anytime someone is worried about cutting someone off or talking about a fake ID, I'll do it. I'll go. Yeah. And I went up and I was like, sweetheart, if you're going to get a fake, I need you to do better. And I like straight up told her, I was like, the number's wrong. I was like, also your photo, I know it's a selfie. Like,
if I have to question your ID, I will ask for like a credit card too.
Yes.
And or also I just ask like, yo, where are you from? Like, where are you living at?
So
I ask those questions like that. And I never ask driver's license ID because I don't even know mine.
Oh, no. No one has that number memorized. However, the beginning number.
My wife has that memorized.
Really?
Yeah, she has it.
Well,
when she fills out forms for me, like, bless her heart, I love her.
She has all of yours.
Does all these, like, important shit for me.
You know, good for her.
Well, it's probably why, because she has it memorized.
Yeah.
And she'll text me. She's like, what's your ID? Oh, never mind. I got it. And I'm like, oh.
See, I don't have that. I can memorize a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not that. But I do know what it starts with. And in a certain age group, you're telling me you're 30. I know that your ID number isn't starting with this. Like, there is a range.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that I was always taught to look for. Now, Pennsylvania has like 4 different IDs in rotation right now. So it kind of makes it difficult.
That's the other thing is I'm looking at like 4 different IDs when I check.
And you have to look for specific things because each of them are different. But yeah, I mean, that's the top thing. Some of them are so bad and then they try to argue with you. I had a girl one time, 0 holograms. And I was like, I can't serve you. And she was like, that's what they sent me. I said, there is no way in hell that they sent you this.
No.
It's, the people that are just accept it and they're like, yeah, I messed up. Like,
do you keep
all
them?
right.
You keep the IDs?
So we don't, because technically it's stealing someone's property. So we don't keep them. We do actually give them back. I mean, what you do with it is what you do with it. If you do get caught, it's a felony for,
It is. You just got to hope
the
car doesn't get raided.
Well, yeah. But, we give them back, but we don't let them in. And we will watch. Everyone's watching.
They're watching.
Everyone's always watching.
We're keeping an eye. There's a lot of us that do take our job serious because, like we said before, there's a lot of fines. There's a lot of things that will just ruin our lives as bartenders.
It's not even just the person who serves you. It's everyone.
Yeah, no, the whole building.
Everyone is going to be fined.
Employee
so
on
I'm not
shift
taking responsibility for you going, no.
And so you got to make sure you hire the right people, too, that won't it's fine. It's not fine.
Our bartenders are pretty serious. Now, we have had people, you can still get fined for people actually being drunk.
Yeah.
If someone gets in an accident or something after, that's why you are supposed to cut people off. That's why you do kick people out. I had a girl St. Patrick's Day. I was managing first, and then I went on to bar. And her friend, why or how she was able to get back in, I don't know. But we found her, and I was like, you got to go. Her friend wasn't actually even drunk, but she was the one that started arguing with me. She was like, well, you're just trying to cover your asses. And I said, yes, absolutely. And I was like, if you want to pay the fine, be my guest, but I don't think you want to do it for how many employees we have in here. I was like, you need to go. I said, you can stay, but she has to go. Yeah. Started this huge fight. Well, I want to talk to the manager. I said, awesome. I'm the bar manager. She got so upset. I should have did the spin move that you're like supposed to do. Yeah. Like I'm the, well, don't knock the whole table over, but yeah. The gin.
Sorry.
But your tequila didn't spill.
It's me.
That's crazy. But I was like, well, I'm the manager. She tried to get in my face. I said, cool, you can leave now too. Walked her right out. That is actually one of my favorite things because you're always supposed to diffuse the situation. However, there is a point.
Oh my God.
You're done.
This is why I'm glad I don't work for a corporate restaurant because they're all like, you got to smile and then give them a gift card when they're not happy about something.
No. If you're messing with us, like if you're screwing with any of my employees, threatening anyone, you're done.
I will give
I will kick you out.
I've given regulars my piece.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't
The regulars are safer, though.
You think we're friends
safer.
and stuff? It is. But
it's so
it's like the one time I dropped off a plate of food and I'm like, I'll be right back with your spoon for it, right? And then like, hey, where's my spoon? And I'm like, I just
talked to you.
Said. And it's like, bro.
Oh my God. There is a time we have a regular, he's known all throughout town. I think he's banned from most establishments in town. However, he is allowed in ours because he doesn't really do anything, but he's drunk all the time. There was a day he was just going off. And I give things right back to people. I will say I'm very popular with older men because they think me being mean is flirting. And I do it right back to him. Well, customers that don't know that this person's a regular, I had this guy get so protective, and he's like, I'll deal with this if you want me to. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I promise you it's okay. Nothing's going to happen. But he is starting some shit.
Yeah.
But, and you can tell them flat out. And then they go, okay. Because they know you. They don't want to be kicked out of their one place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about bad experiences.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I want to know one memorable, like, great experience you have.
Great experience?
Yeah, like something that you like think about often where you're like, dude, that's like the ideal bartending shift or something.
We have a customer that every so often she's extremely generous. There was a time period where it just so happened a lot of us had a lot going on in our lives, and she does engage with us and talk to us and try to understand. It was New Year's Eve, which I also had a not great experience on New Year's Eve. She had seen it. We ended up finding out she tipped every single bartender in the building $1,000.
Damn.
Just so that they could start their year off and be okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And I didn't know until someone finally told me at the end. And I went and I found her outside and thanked her, because it just... People don't realize that this is actually a good job. The reason why we do it is we do make decent money if you're good at it. But moments like that still just really... There are just good people, and it's not it's not for show. She didn't want anyone to know or anything, but she just did it because you get to know people, and she wanted to make sure that all of us were okay. That was probably like the biggest one. Yeah.
A memorable experience you had on a New Year's Day. That's incredible, because New Year's Days New Year's Eve is never great for bartenders.
No, like I said, it was also my worst night.
Yeah.
But that really, after everything I already had happen New Year's Eve,
just needed it.
It was just kind of like, oh my God. And I don't feel like I'm someone that gets overly emotional, but it was really hard to be like, thank you, and not cry like a little bitch, like in front of her.
How many people cried that night?
A lot of people cried.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's an incredible thing to start your year off.
Oh my God,
with.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it set a safety zone, because usually after the holidays, you're not making as much. There's always that mellowed out period, and you know that you're not making money.
The most too.
Yeah. So if you're smart about your money, you're prepared.
Yeah.
But it was at the best time for everyone.
Damn, yo.
Yeah.
Well, with that one experience you had, generally, what do you like about being in this industry?
Honestly, it's that it's never the same.
It's always different. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's whether it's expected or not. I mean, there's certain situations you know exactly. You get to know people, so you recognize patterns. You know what? Don't spill your tequila.
I think it's condensation. I'm like, it's condensation.
But yeah, well, that might have been from the twirl. But you can recognize patterns. I mean, you really get to know people whether you think you do or not. And I can look at someone and I know exactly who you are. But, I always knew I wouldn't have a desk job. I was going to do it 9 to 5. I would lose my mind. And I think that's what I like. It's always different. There is a degree where it's the same pattern, the way you set up your bar, the drinks you make. But the experience, you never know. You're going to meet people that are terrible. You're going to meet people that are awesome. And I think it's made me a better person with all the people that I have met.
You kind of learn from other people's experiences.
Absolutely.
I always take people's like, damn, dude, I'm not going to do what you did.
I mean, honestly, though.
Hey, I'm going to take that in mind and see if that works for me.
Exactly. I have learned things, even bartending wise. There was an old woman who, me and one of my coworkers, she wanted a chocolate martini. We were like, yeah, we can do that. And she said, put like a little splash of coconut rum in there. And we were like, okay, you like coconut, like it's fine. And she goes, no. Don't even put enough that like I know it's coconut. Just put the splash in there. It makes the best chocolate martini ever. Just a splash of coconut rum. I learned that from someone who isn't a bartender, just a random guest.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You learn from the guests so much.
It just, I mean, there's so many stories. You can write a book about this stuff.
I've made one and I'm probably gonna butcher this drink's name already. Rob Royce drink in my entire life.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
In the what? Oh, I gotta do math.
How many years?
Bro.
You don't have to do the math.
Fuck.
It's a while.
I'm 30 now. In my 14 years of bartending, I guess. Or all right, we'll count it. In my 12 years of bartending.
The legal age
years,
or like the.
All right, we'll go off the legal, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 18? 12?
Yeah,
12 years. 12 years.
Yeah. We're supposed to be good at math. You know that.
No, it's only when I'm counting the monies or doing like.
Oh no!
This drink plus that drink plus this drink is this much, and it's like.
I can do ratios when I got my little jigger, but.
I failed chemistry. I failed chemistry.
Don't ask me.
I failed chemistry.
Oh no, that's fine.
But this shit, I'm good at.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I can count money so fast. Like I got that down.
No,
the rest of it, no.
It's funny because it's like, oh yeah, mixologists are like chemists, and it's like in a way, but no. We're not dealing with high grade things. We're just alcoholics, but
some. But I will actually one thing with this, and you tell me how it is for you. I sometimes don't even actually use the jigger. I just mix stuff and see what it is. Most of the time, those are the best drinks I make because just eyeballing stuff and just kind of knowing this is what this flavor is, this is what that flavor is the best drinks. That's why I can cook, I can't bake. Exact measurements? Oh, no.
Cooking is different.
Yeah,
same thing. When I'm just putting shit in a cup, and in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's probably this much, this much, this much.
Yeah.
And then you put it together when you think you have the measurements down, and it's not the same.
And it's not the same, and you have to keep adjusting.
It's like, oh, shit, okay, what's going on here? But no, you're absolutely right. Like, making the drinks without the jigger works out so much better.
Yeah. There was a drink I made that's on our cocktail menu right now. The first time I made it, I was just winging it. And then I was trying to replicate it, and I was like, this sucks. I do not know what I did.
Best thing to do is just like.
Well, that's what I ended up doing. I was just pouring things into the cup, and then I would pour it into the jigger so I could see what I did. Yeah. That's when I figured out what it was.
No,
but it's
right. Sometimes not using that, but for consistency purposes, you
should. You absolutely should. Especially if it's a cocktail that's like a main cocktail. You want it to be the same every time a customer gets it.
You don't want to hear, hey, it's not the same.
Something's different. Yeah.
The last time I had it.
Yes.
It's not. Yeah. It's consistency is like the word of the bartenders. Plenty, I guess.
How's your bottle?
It's still there. It's fine. Now, all right, let's say you go, because I'm sure you have different ones, because I do too. Mm-hmm. I have my go-to drinks when I go out after work. Yeah. But I have like going out to dinner. I have like maybe I'll look for something type thing. What's your go-to cocktail going out and about? You go to a restaurant that makes good cocktails. What's something you're going to pick? Let's talk flavors, or you can name a specific drink.
Yeah, this is in the basic bitch realm. However, it tells me everything I need to know about a restaurant. Espresso martini.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I drink so much coffee anyway, so I genuinely do like the flavor of espresso. I will judge an entire restaurant based off of their espresso martini. Is there foam? What's it taste like? Like just
creamy, or is it black?
Did you actually use espresso? Yeah. Is it see-through still somehow? Like, did you just pour coffee in a cup?
All right, in town, hands down. Who's got it?
I am supposed to say my job, but actually, Vintner's Table. So good.
Yes.
So good.
I'll agree with that. I've seen their ingredients. I haven't had it yet.
Oh my God.
I've seen the ingredients, and I'm like, this has to be the best.
Honestly, I had a coworker one day that was like, I need you to come to Vintner's. I am going to buy this espresso martini for you because I need you to try it. And I was like, there's no way. Like I've had a lot of espresso martinis. That was so good, and it seems so basic, but it was perfect. Honestly, perfect. Now, not cocktail-wise, not thinking Tequila Club. Splash of lime juice.
After work, you go
to you
go to a rinky-dinky bar where the cocktails aren't going to be good.
Oh, yeah, Tequila Club, splash of lime. Okay. It's also the safest one to not die the next day if you keep drinking.
I won't do the splash of club at a rinky.
What do you do? Oh, well, you just drink tequila.
Roses, bro. They'll do roses.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I should say there's certain places. If you have roses, I'm not.
Dude, when I see roses in the ingredient list, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just get a water.
Can I actually tell you my horror story of where I did learn to bartend?
Yeah.
They made margaritas with roses lime.
My God.
They would get so mad at me when I would go get full limes out back and just use, to actually squeeze the juice. They're like, why do you need all that? Oh, I'm not drinking that.
I'll make it for everyone else.
From that point,
Right.
I knew. Oh my God, it was terrible. We had one guy that loved it. I honestly think Rose's lime juice is good for one thing and one thing only, and it's kamikazes, and that's it.
Really? Even then, I'd rather have fresh lime and simple syrup for a kamikaze.
I mean, I would, but it is fine in that. It doesn't hit you.
The sound bank, I had this group of ladies that would come in for kamikaze drinks.
Really?
And I would have to use fresh lime juice because I didn't have roses.
Wait,
but they were like,
you don't need to have roses.
They were always like, you have to use roses. You have to use the
You
roses.
don't have to.
You don't.
You should never really use it.
Like, I got you right now. Like, it's just sugar and lime.
The
Like,
grenadine?
you're getting fresh lime.
Go ahead.
Dude.
Grenadine, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
So I was like making the kamikazes and I gave it to them. And every time they're like, these are the best things ever. And I'm like,
because
yeah,
it's
that's
real lime juice.
basically a freaking vodka-rita. One question to end this segment I want to ask is something you use daily when it comes to the bar industry and at home.
Like something I've learned.
Something you've learned that you've taken that you use in the bar industry still while you're behind the bar or managing that you also like take home with you and something you're going to take on and teach someone. Like the one thing you're going to be like, make sure you know this.
Yeah. Taking a moment to pause. Honestly.
Breathe.
Yeah.
100%.
Just have that second because I've learned who I am as a person during this whole time period. I'm very reactive. You don't get to be reactive, especially in the higher position that you go into. As soon as I started managing and then especially becoming the bar manager, instinctively I really want to. You can't do certain things. So
you're kind of the face.
you are.
You're in management. You're kind of a face.
You're the face overall, but also you are the leader for everyone that is behind you. And if you do something,
they follow suit.
Exactly. And they shouldn't. And I do know what's right. I live by the customer is not always right. However, there is a time and a place for things, and you have to take that moment. So taking that second to breathe, whether it's an interaction with a customer, whether you're in the middle of like a rush in the weeds, the moment you start to panic is when it's over.
Yeah.
So when you take that second and just go, I'm good. This is the pattern in which I'm going into. You're fine. You will never have a problem. And I take that into my regular life now.
That reminds me of being the face. You're a manager. Customer's always right. Not all the time though.
Yeah.
There was a time where this lady came up to Anthony, my protege,
little one.
my little 19-year-old boy. Just turned 19, by the way. But the guy I've been training for a while. Me and him were the only bartenders on for quite a while. But there was it was an incident. This lady came up with a gin fizz and was like, "This isn't a gin fizz." His response was, "That's literally a gin fizz."
And that was it.
Yeah, and I was right next to them, and I'm like, "Oh no!" And he was like, "She was like,
how we
no."
do.
She was like, "If I wanted a gin and club, I would have asked for a gin and club. I ordered a gin fizz," and he was like, "But that's literally a gin fizz."
And it could have been.
I went over and I was like, ma'am, I'll remake your gin fizz. All right, I'll remake it. Anthony, shut your mouth.
Literally. I can't even tell you the amount of times that I've
come up, it's like,
remade drinks.
I would have been like, all right, let me remake it.
Yeah.
I'll send it to your table.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. No, like she was like, she went into like, you don't have to get so. What did she say to him? It was the wrong thing too. She said it the wrong way. You know how you say you don't have to get so defensive?
Yeah.
She said you don't have to get so offensive. And he was like,
so she probably was wrong in the first
I literally
place.
made you a gin fizz.
She was wrong anyway, but still.
I was just like, man, we're just going to remake this for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing looked wrong with the drink, by the way. We don't do a full gin fizz Ramos. And we put on their menu what our gin fizz is.
Yeah.
We don't have Luxardo liqueur because we only use PA liquor.
Yes.
So we have to work with what we got.
Yeah.
So I think she was on this isn't a gin fizz Ramos.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sorry. This is our gin fizz.
This is our version.
This is our best version of what we can do, which has never gotten a complaint on. But also...
there's always somebody.
Yeah. There's always somebody. But he was like, this is literally a gin fizz. And she was like, no. And I was like, all right, Anthony. And I had to talk to her. I was like, Anthony, sometimes there's like a time where you just got to be like, let me remake it for you if something's wrong with it. Whatever.
Whether you remade it or not.
It is. But, there is times where it's like,
hey, there are times where sometimes you have to.
There's no liquor in my old fashioned.
Like, I don't know what you do.
Or there's no liquor in my Manhattan. It's like, bro, that's literally all
liquor. It is.
Shut your mouth, drink it, or leave.
Honestly, I had someone one time that was like, my martini it's not right. It's not the same. I was like, okay, there's only so much that could go into this. Reshook it, poured it, different glass. Yeah. It was the same thing. And she was like, this is so much better. See, this is why I said something. And I was like, you're so right. You are absolutely right. It was my bad.
Have you just made the drink the same exact way?
Oh, yeah. You don't even know how many times. There have been times. I had a guy, I think this is the oldest bartending trick in the world. And it's just there's no alcohol in this. One, you should probably either be cut off or you're an alcoholic. Yeah. I know that you might pour half a bottle in your drinks at home, but legally we can't do that.
Yeah, no. This is not, dude, I hate it. This is not the same way I make it at home. Yeah,
you're right.
You got rules.
You're right. You can do whatever you want. I can't. So I did the little bit of alcohol
not every Applebee's
in the straw.
Is made the way you are, bro.
Applebee's with their water mixed in with their drinks. Yeah.
Dollar Margs.
I know.
Let's go. They just started.
But I poured a little bit of alcohol into the straw, gave it back to the dude. Yep. And he was like, so much better. Okay.
Perfect.
It's the same drink.
Perfect.
And other people our martini glasses are 8-ounce glasses because we have specialty martinis that have a lot of juices in them.
This is a 9-ounce coupe.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to have a 4-ounce drink.
I know.
You made that thing big, dude.
I did.
You got lipstick all over that, bro.
Girly stuff. But I had a woman one time, she just wanted a dry martini. Your glass is not going to be full. She was so offended by it. I let her know. I explained why. She was like, well, I want more alcohol. And I said, okay, I can give you a shot on the side, but exactly, you have to pay for it. At the end, she was so offended. She was like, why wouldn't you just fill the glass? Because I can't give you 8 ounces of straight vodka.
Legally, there is so much that ties us into how we can serve you. And people need to understand that before they make it a problem.
Yes. And they don't.
No.
Which, it's not entirely their fault.
Just pregame.
I do try to explain that stuff to people instead of just saying, sorry. I even tell my servers when there is a problem, can you please explain that this is the legal limit I can give them within this drink? Or this is the legal limit of shots I can give you without you having a certain time in between.
There's so much that we can talk about.
There is.
And we're going to continue it if you're down.
I'm always down.
I'm going to have you make me this drink with tequila. I'm going to say whatever. If I hit my carb limit, I'm going to just be careful for the rest of the day.
You're just not going to eat the rest of the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got some, lettuce?
So we're going to have to do 2 parts in this. All right.
I talk a lot. Makes sense.
Go ahead. Let's get this started. We'll see you in the next part.